So, welcome to the Business Automation webinar. Today, we are going to go over some use cases with Zoho One and talk about the cool features that Zoho One has, the capabilities of the system, and how it can help you in your business, whether that's saving you time, money, mistakes, all of the above. So, we're going to go ahead and jump right in. My name is Carol Den Hartog. I'm the CEO of Amazing Business Results. We also have Lior Isaac on the line. He's the owner of the company. And we are a company that serves small businesses all the way up to 500 employees. We help them create business automation solutions for their sales and also other areas of their business. We also have education. So we have YouTube and we have LiorIsaac.com, which is the school that Lior created. And these are all of our courses. We highly recommend education, not just for DIY in your system, but also because we just think that everyone should be equipped to maintain their own system. Up to some degree, obviously, not coding, maybe things like that, but at least 90%, because you never want to be held hostage by a developer. So the first section we're going to talk about is marketing challenges. We're going to jump right in with tracking advertisement ROI, which is return on investment. So the problem that a lot of companies have is that they are not tracking ROI properly with their marketing efforts. Typically, you are using a marketing company to help you out, and they justify things by saying they sent you leads. And sometimes these aren't even real leads, right? So we don't need to track the leads. We need to track the deals. We need to track the people that actually converted from a lead to a paying deal. And so how we're able to do this, first of all, you'll have a landing page that you can click on, and it'll take you to some type of a form that you're able to fill out. You collect the lead data there, and once you submit it, it will create a lead inside of your system. And then from there, it will, based on that landing page being the one that they clicked on and filled the form out on, it will populate the data inside of the CRM to let you know how many leads came from this marketing effort, how many leads were converted into a deal, how many of those deals closed, and then you get your actual ROI on each of your marketing efforts. And this is very beneficial because you can track all of your marketing efforts at one time. And that way you are able to see maybe some are performing better than the others. Maybe some are not performing at all, and it's just a waste of money. So it's just a great tool for you as a business owner to be able to put money back into your company in the marketing efforts that are actually making a difference for you.
Okay, we have two questions related to this topic. So the first question is if you can use the system for other campaigns, not AdWords, and the answer is yes. You can. We have clients that are using this system for offline. For example, if they go to a trade show, some people use it for Facebook campaigns. So basically, you can use the same feature for any type of campaign that you will have. And the other question is, okay. So this guy would have a phone-based campaign. Basically, the ads are not going to a landing page. They will go to a phone number that people call, and there is no problem to do it as well. You can connect your phone number to the system, and when those phone calls are coming in, based on the phone number, we are allocating the lead to the specific campaign, and as the lead progress into a deal, we also know how to track that as well. So all that is very much doable.
Absolutely.
There are more
Any other questions for that?
About that. I'm trying just to stay as close as possible to your presentation. So for now, that's it.
Okay, perfect. We'll move forward. So the next topic in the marketing challenge will be poor mailing list synchronization. So the problem a lot of people have is that their CRM is just pushing desynchronization just as it is in the CRM, which means what we're doing is just shooting off our campaigns to everyone on that list instead of tailoring it to their specific needs. So the solution here is in Zoho campaigns, we can actually create campaigns based on specific criteria. So let's say you are a car dealership and you have a newsletter about Chryslers, and you have a few people that specifically wanted a Chrysler. So you can actually create a unique field under their record in the CRM and indicate that that is what they are interested in. And then in Zoho campaigns, we're able to tailor those campaigns that are being sent out to those specific people. So now you're narrowing down that list of who it's being sent to, and it's more individualized. So now, even though I told you I like Chryslers and you're sending me a newsletter for a Jeep, it makes more sense and you're hitting your target audience better. Another really cool feature this has is it will track all of the emails under that record in the CRM. So as you can see here, you can see the different campaigns that have been sent out to this person. And then over on the right side on member status, it says sent, bounced, clicked, opened, and sent. So that means that you're actually able to also track if the email is A, getting to that person, and then B, if they're opening it and engaging with it as well.
Okay, and we have a few questions. Let's see. So the question, if we can push from the CRM country, the status of the lead, related products, and the answer is yes. You can push any type of information that you like automatically from the CRM to campaigns. And Jeff is saying that he's doing it using Zapier, so you don't need to do it using Zapier. There is an internal integration between Zoho CRM and Zoho Campaign. There is no need to spend money on Zapier, and that can be done automatically for you. Can I create multiple drip campaigns? Yes, you can. So you can create I don't think that there is a limit, but if there is a limit, it's something big. You can create multiple drip campaigns based on products, based on country. And from our experience, the more targeted that you will go with your campaigns, the better conversion that you will have, and more people would stay on your list. Can I push leads? Yeah. So the question is, if when someone is clicking on an email or someone is opening an email, if there is a way to push those leads or people to a salesperson, and the answer is yes. If you will go 1 second, Carol, if you go back to the previous slide, and one more. Awesome. So one of those actions, those bubbles that you see, those are actions, and using those, you can define what happens when someone clicks, for example, on an email, or when someone is opening an email. And then you can create, in the CRM, you create a task for the salesperson to contact this individual. So all that is doable. And this is not relevant. That's it. No more questions.
Awesome. We're going to move on to chat and bots in the CRM
just
sync.
one more question came in. Sorry. So question about segments and topics. There is something that Zoho introduced lately, and its topics is basically a way that when you're sending emails, Zoho will know if those emails are educational or marketing purpose and so on. And all it's doing is just connecting the people or the list to different topics. Kate, I don't know if that's answering the question, or if you can just give me more details about what you need to know more about segments and topics, and I will be happy to extend. Let's proceed for now.
Okay. So chatbots and CRM Sync. With the chatbot, I the problem here is that sometimes people on your website, maybe they have a specific question that they want to ask you right now. Maybe they went to your contact us form and it's a lot of information and they don't really want to sit down and take the time to fill it out right now. So you can actually just use a chatbot on your website for this. And there's a few different ways you can use it. So, one would be to have a bot that is responding to the person, and you can have it in the dialogue with the bot in a conversation flow to where they're asking for one piece of information at a time from the lead. And that way, you're still collecting all of the data that you need, just like you would on the contact us form, but it's a little less intimidating for the person because they're giving one thing at a time. Another thing is you could have a live agent on the other side to where they can chat with the person. You can also do a hybrid to where you have the bot collect the data to make sure you collect all the correct information, and then it passes it over to a sales agent. And so, as you can see here on my screen, this is the Sales IQ app where you can see the dialogue between the agent and the lead. And on the right side, you can see some of the data that we're getting from Sales IQ. It lets us know if they're a first timer or returning visitor, what landing page they landed on, their lead score, if there's an opportunity. All of this data gets pushed into the CRM as well. So if we go here, again, on their record in the CRM, it gives us the record of Sales IQ. So each one of these records is where it says page visited, number of pages. These are different visits to the website. So for this page, they went to one page, the time they spent there, and then it gives you also the details about the device they were on. But this is a really cool feature. It gets a lot of people in the door at least and gets the conversation going. And then you can kind of soft qualify them at this point to see if you want to move forward with them or not.
Okay, and we have one question regarding the campaigns. That's the previous topic, so I just want to answer that first. The question is, how do you really do the integration between CRM and Zoho campaigns? And the answer is, in Zoho CRM, you will have different fields. Those will be or a single line, such as first name, last name. You will have email fields, phone fields, and those fields will correlate to the fields that you will have in Zoho campaigns. When you're going to the contacts, you will have, I think it calls sync services. Give me a second. I will tell you the name of the field so you can take action on it. Just a second. So in Zoho campaigns, on the left side, there will be contacts module. Under it, you will have sync services. And from there, you create a new sync with CRM. And one of the questions is how you like to map the fields. First name to first name, email to email. And there you will have also product to product or country to country and so on. So this is where you do that. And if you want more specific, you can join our Thursday 1 p.m. Questions and answer sessions where we can go more in details for this specific case. Now, questions regarding the bot. Can I add the chat to any website? Yes. So the bot, which is Sales IQ in this case, can be added to any web platform. It's just an embed code that can be added to any page that you like. Some people are using Sales IQ as a sales tool, like us, or like this example. And some people would use it as a customer service tool where people can ask questions regarding a product. So both of those options are cool. We also have clients that are using two different chatbots, one for the sales and one for customer service. And that can work pretty good with Zoho Desk, which is a customer service platform. Can I ask any questions using the bot? I assume that you're asking if you can ask questions on the bot, like any type of questions, and the answer is yes. Those questions are programmable, and those answers, whatever answers that the person will have on the bot, will be pushed back into the CRM. So two options to use those bots. One will be that the bot is pushing the information and creating a lead, so no human is involved. And in my case, in my company, for example, we always ask the same question. What is your name? What is your email? Where you're coming from? What country? What services you're interested? How many employees? And we have a bot that's asking all those questions. And whenever the person is finishing answering all those questions, then is being redirected to a live agent. And those are the two different ways that you can use that. I have multiple virtual assistants. Can they all be on the chat? Yes. So if you have multiple virtual assistants, the ones that are online will get a request to answer the chat. And the first one that will answer the chat will be basically talking to the lead. And whenever it will be done, a new lead will be created with the conversation in Zoho CRM. Let's see if there are more questions. That's it, no more questions.
All right. So next up is social media messages handling. This is something that I think most people struggle with, and it is where someone will go contact you on social media, send you a message, interact with your brand, and you have no way of tracking it or associating those messages with people that are already in your CRM, if they're already a client or a customer of yours. Inside of Zoho, we have Zoho Social, and that will connect to your social media accounts so you can answer the messages directly through there. And then we can also see that inside of the CRM, if they're not there already, it'll create a lead or it'll associate these things with their existing record. And if you look here, we have Kobe learners. So we have the profile right here, and to the right, we have interactions. This would be interactions with the brand, and then we have messages as well. So we can keep track of all of that in their record in the CRM to make sure no messages are falling through the cracks, everyone is being responded to, and that we know who the lead is. So for example, maybe you have a lead that you haven't gotten in touch with them over SMS, over phone call, things like that. You think that they're not responding to you, but come to find out they are one of the messages that have been in your inbox that you forgot to check. So now you can see that this is associating them with those messages. So now you know that is how they're contacting you, instead of just thinking that they are not engaged.
There's something new that is cool about social media that Zoho added lately. We have a system that is the follow-up system. Basically, it's a system to make sure that salespeople are actually contacting leads and they're doing a good job. So they're not you don't have bleeding in your system. Lately, Zoho added a cool feature that if messages, personal messages that coming from Facebook or Twitter, we can actually connect them to the system. So you have now triggers, workflows, and automation that you can run in Zoho CRM based on incoming messages from social media. So bottom line, you can treat them as regular leads and not as a special lead that's coming from social. And we have two questions. One will be, is the Zoho Social works with WhatsApp? No. So WhatsApp, there is a feature in Zoho CRM that is working with WhatsApp, but it's not Zoho Social. It's a different feature. So you can integrate WhatsApp as long as you have a WhatsApp business number. Now, if you have it, great. If you don't have it, you need to get one from Facebook, and it's not fun, just so you know. Can you create a lead if someone likes my post? Yes, you can. So there are few settings in Zoho Social on how to create and when to create leads in Zoho CRM. The most common will be when someone is messaging you, and that will be obvious. But you can set the system to create leads when someone likes your message. I think there are more features, but most of them will be in the area of liking a post or commenting on a post. I personally think that if someone comments my post or like it, I don't think is a lead, but it is possible if you like. That's it.
That's all the questions for now?
I can make up something
okay.
if you like.
No, I don't. All right, so we're going to move on to the incoming leads challenges. This is going to be our next section. We're going to first start off with copy and paste lead creation. So copy and paste lead creation is when you are taking leads from maybe a spreadsheet or some other form and you're copying and pasting them into the CRM. And as we all know, that can be a huge time killer. So what this does is when you are copying pasting, the time between receiving the data from the lead that they want to talk to you and putting it in the CRM, making sure all the data is correct because you're copy and pasting, and then reaching out to the lead, it creates a slow lead response time, which can impact if you're going to convert that lead or not. So with slow lead response time, the solution here is we have the leads coming into the system automatically. And as soon as that lead comes into the system, it is assigned to a salesperson, and the salesperson will receive an alert immediately and let you know there's a new lead, you need to take action. There's a hyperlink to that record, so they can just click on it, go straight to the record, and do what they need to do to reach out to that person. Now, as we all know, salespeople do not always perform the way that we hope that they will. So what we have created for this is, number one, a Slackers report. This is going to put into one report the name of the salespeople that are slacking. So that means that they're not reaching out to the leads in a timely manner. Those leads are just sitting there. They're getting stagnant, and it'll get sent to a manager. And that way you can take action on the people that are not performing before it creates bleeding in the company. The other thing we can do is create an SLA, escalation. So here we can either have an escalation sent to the person that's supposed to handle it after a certain amount of time. Let's say you want a lead contacted within 3 hours after it's created. So if that's not happening, then on that third hour, that person will receive a message saying, you need to go contact this person. It's been this long. Or we can have that actually go to the manager instead. So then the manager will receive that. They'll know we're in the red zone with this lead, and they can either address the issue or they can maybe assign it to someone else to take care of it to make sure that it doesn't get lost.
Awesome. And there are lots of questions actually about that. Can you just scroll up to the first slide of this section where you see all the leads? Awesome. Perfect.
Yeah.
So, yeah, most of the questions relate to this slide. So the first one is when, let me get it right. Okay, so I hope I got it right. The company is getting leads over email, and it's coming from a third party, basically, which those emails, I assume, are templated. First name of the lead, phone number, email, which is very common. If there is a way to push those to the CRM, and the answer is yes. The feature that is doing this magic, it's a parser. And email parser exists in Zoho CRM as a native part of Zoho. It's not a great parser, but sometimes it works. And if it is, awesome. If not, we are usually going with a Zapier parser, which knows how to grab difficult and dynamic emails and grab information from the email, such as first name, last name, email, phone number, description, what the person needs, and push it as a new lead into the CRM. So it knows how to do it, and it's really nice. When phone calls coming in, okay. So when phone calls coming in, if I can convert those phone calls to leads. So it's a yes, and there is a trick to it. You will need your phone system to be connected to Zoho CRM. The next question is usually when people say, okay, so which system you recommend? And the answer is it depends. Depends on the needs, which countries you're calling, what's the volume, and so on. Just contact us. We won't charge you for this consultation. Just book with me a short meeting. I will ask you a few questions. I will give you the answer of which company is recommended in your case. But yes, leads can be converted from a phone call into new leads in the system. No problems at all. We have multiple virtual assistants. Can we track if they're actually calling new leads? Oh, that's a very, very common question. So when you have virtual assistants, usually they are in a remote location. You don't know what they're doing, and you always have the fear that they're not really doing what they should. There is a system that we created that is available only to the administrators, basically the business owner or managers. And while the virtual assistants are working on leads, we are grabbing two different details. One is how fast they are calling the lead. So we are counting the time from the lead that comes in all the way to the lead getting answered. So this is one. And the second one, we were checking if the number of calls that they reported, because we have a blueprint that is running through, I think we will see it in this case or maybe in next week, but we have a blueprint that is running through the phone calls. Basically, it's telling the virtual assistant that they need to make the next phone call. And if they're just clicking the buttons and they're not actually calling, we have a system in the backend that will show you as the owner that they didn't really call. So you can, have the conversation with them. Yeah, we can do this question later. That's fine. No more questions from my side.
All right. So lead data enrichment. This is a really cool feature that Zoho has. When you have a lead, a lot of times when it comes in, it has very basic data. Maybe you have one or two points of information. And of course, the internet is a wonderful place and all of that data can be found online, but it probably would take you a little bit of time to sift through everything and get what you need. So Zoho has Zia, which you can go in and click enrich data. And what it's going to do is populate all of the data that it finds online for this account. So as you can see here, previously we had the account name. Zia updated the phone number, the email, the secondary email, the website, and the address. So it'll populate all of this here. It'll ask you basically if you want it or not. If it looks good to you, you can just click update lead and it'll just pull all of that data into that record for that lead. Any questions there?
Second. No question for this section. No.
Okay. All right. So we're going to move on to the automated lead process. We're going to use one of my favorite words, automated. So the problem that a lot of business owners have naturally, they don't have time to address all of their leads if they don't have a sales team. Sometimes the sales team maybe will even get overwhelmed. So you need a way to automate the process a little bit more. So when a new lead comes in, it is automatically created in the CRM, as we have seen in the past slides. But as soon as this lead is created, an email is going to go out to the lead. And inside of that email, there will be a link to a form. So the client can go in, they can fill out the intake form. And then once that form is submitted, it will direct them to a booking page. So then they can book an appointment. Once this is all done, all of that data gets pushed back to the CRM. So now we have all of the data from the intake form. We have a meeting logged in the CRM, and an alert has gone out to the salesperson to let them know the lead was created, it was contacted, they gave us everything that we needed, and now they have booked an appointment. And so we have now pushed that lead from a brand new lead all the way to a scheduled appointment without actually having to take any time out of our day to do it. Any questions there?
I have one comment here. We usually like to use this process for companies that have too many leads. And again, some people will say, oh my God, that's an amazing problem to have. But there are cases that companies will have too many leads. And in most cases, not all the leads will be great leads. And you need to know how to filter them by sending a form with lots of questions. You will qualify the people. Basically, people that are not serious will not find the time to fill the form, and therefore they will be dropped from the process. The beautiful thing about it is that whenever the salesperson is receiving the form and he is receiving the appointment, the first time that he will talk to the lead will be when he's in the meeting with the lead, and he will have in front of him the form, which will be synced back into the CRM. And we're using exactly the same process. Right now, we're not using a form, but we have in Calendly, we have a form that is asking lots of questions. It's also our way to filter people that are serious. And in the first meeting that I will meet the candidate or the prospect, I will be able to talk to him and see all the data in my CRM, and an opportunity is already created, and it's awesome. So this is a nice process. And we have one question. What happens if a lead is not answering the form? Okay, that's a beautiful question. So when we're sending the form, can you go up, please, to the area of the email? Yeah. So as you can see at step number 2, there is an email that is being sent. Let's assume that I send this email to Carol, and Carol is not answering. Behind this email, there will be a chain of emails as a drip campaign that will be sent to Carol. So if Carol is not answering the form, tomorrow she will get another form. Hey, Carol, it's Leo. Just want to be sure that you received my email with a link to the form. If you didn't, here is a link. And again, link to the form. So there will be a bunch of emails that will be sent to Carol. Now, if Carol is responding to the form and filling it, then this drip campaign will die. So it looks like a normal interaction between people. We also do the same for the Calendly. So if, for example, you have the meeting that you're supposed to book, and if you can go down, please, to the next slide. So if you're not booking the appointment, I will ask you again to book time so we can meet and I can go over with you on the form or whatever it is. So in each one of them, there is also a babysitting system, the same way that you will do manually. And there is also a way for us to receive the information. So bottom line, there is no leakage and people are not disappearing. So that was this question, and no more questions. Actually, one second. Do you prefer Calendly over Zoho bookings? That's a sensitive question. Yes, I do prefer. So, Zoho bookings will have some problems. We're getting mixed messages from clients. Some will say it's great, and some will say that there are some issues. The issues that we found with Zoho bookings will be that sometimes the availability on Zoho bookings will not be accurate, and people will have double bookings, or the integration will disappear and you need to redo the integration. Those small things are happening from time to time. I personally work with Calendly because the company name is amazing business results, not mediocre business results. I need to be awesome, and I can't have double bookings. So this is why we use Calendly. I do expect that Zoho bookings in the near future will be better, for sure, because the cycle of CRM, which is an awesome application, Zoho Books, Zoho Campaigns, all of them started as okay and became great, and I assume that bookings will be the same. There is one more question. To get better picture of lead, I use linked match. So after I find lead on LinkedIn, it gets more info. Well, I don't know much about that. I'm sorry. I do know that there is an integration between LinkedIn and CRM, and it can push and pull information. But I'm not that strong in this field, so I can't really help on this area. Sorry. Yeah, we can proceed.
All right. So next we're going to talk about lead qualification process. And the problem that we run into here is that sales agents don't typically know how to qualify a lead properly. So what we have done to solve this issue is, first of all, we have created a blueprint. So the blue buttons that you see on the screen, that's what we're calling a blueprint. With the blueprint, that will lock your salesperson into a specific process that they need to follow, meaning that they have to take certain steps before moving to the next steps. There's verification to make sure things are being done. And so with this, when we click the button call answered, it's going to ask us some questions. And this way, the sales agent is able to have a guide as they speak to the lead, and they know what to ask. And then all they have to do is fill out the answer there. Based on the answers in the system, what's going to happen is the system's going to qualify the person. So it takes all of the guesswork out of it for the sales agent. If they are not qualified, we'll kill the lead. If they are qualified, then we can convert it into an opportunity. Any questions there?
Yes, I have one question. Yeah. So this company will have multiple products, and each product will have different qualification process. And if the system can cope with that, so let's go up one slide. Yeah. So the way that the blueprint works, it's a step-by-step approach. So when we are going to call answered, and right now, let's say that I am the salesperson, I'm on the phone with the lead, and I will ask, what is the product that you're interested in? And he will say product A. Go to the next slide, please. As part of the questions that you will have here, you will have product name. And then when you selected it on it, you will have product A, product B, product C. When you click on product A, different set of questions will be presented immediately or in the following screen. So we can do both options. But the bottom line is that, yes, you can have different qualification processes when a lead is answered, and based on the country, based on the product, based on any criteria that you like. We have some blueprints that are very simple, like this one, which we're trying to make a demo as easy as possible. But we also have clients with insane blueprints, like really big, with lots of scenarios and cases, and it works well. What if an employee is ignoring this blueprint? So they can't. So you can see beside each field that there is a red line. if you will have, you will try to proceed with this set of questions without answering everything, you will get stuck. So you can't really proceed. The bottom line is your employees cannot ignore the blueprint. The blueprint is, the 1900s manager with a baseball bat that is just smashing people's heads. This is really this blueprint. You can't avoid it. It's always there, and it's always doing what the business owner wants you to do. There is one more question coming. Is the blueprint process something that most companies outsource, or is it something that the average person could easily learn and do? Yeah. Anyone that have business logic can create blueprints. The entire way that the blueprint is being created is using drag and drop. And in our Zoho CRM course, we teach how to do it. And I'm sure also that there are YouTube videos. I don't know if they are structured in an easy way to understand, but yes, you can do it yourself if you like. We have clients that outsourcing the work to us, and the main reason behind it is not really the click on the buttons. It's for us to help them architect a proper blueprint based on our experience, because we did probably 1,000 of them. So we got lots of different use cases, and pretty fast we can come up to pretty good blueprint and provide the client all the options that he can do in the specific scenario that he's interested in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's it. No more.
Okay. So now let's talk about text messages. Text messages are a great tool. Most people prefer to receive a text message rather than a phone call these days, but they can cause problems, especially for business owners or sales agents. If you're in meetings all day and you have a bunch of text on your phone from leads, and there's no way to keep track of it, and a lot of things get lost that way. So, number one thing is we have the ability to actually pull the SMS into the CRM, create a lead if necessary. And then from there, this is our ABR SMS extension that we created. We created this really cool interface where it looks just like your cell phone. So you have the chat bubbles, you know exactly which message came from which person. And that way you're able to keep track of everything here. But even cooler than that, because if this is in the record of the person, it's very easy that you're going to miss the message coming in, right? So what we have created is when a message comes in, someone responds to the text message that you sent them, what's going to happen is the person that last sent a text to that lead or deal, whatever the record is, will receive a click message letting them know that that person responded. And then it'll also have a link to that record. So all you have to do is click on it and it'll take you right there so that you can message them back. I'm sure there's going to be questions around this one, Lior.
Yes, my mic was off. Sorry, I'm too old to notify that it's off. Yeah, actually, questions coming in for that. So first question, is this extension part of Zoho CRM? No. So this extension is not part of Zoho CRM. Zoho don't really have a solution for SMS right now, and there are a bunch of SMS extensions. The unique thing about this extension that is not available in other extensions, as far as I know, is one that we are using only one number for the entire system. If you have even 100 salespeople, when an incoming text is coming, we have artificial intelligence that identify who is the last person that communicated with the lead, who is the lead owner. We have different criteria that know how to notify using what you see on screen, notify the lead owner that is supposed to work on the lead. The second feature, which is very much unique, we created the ways for the user to create drip SMS. So let's say when a lead comes in, like the previous scenario that I said, that when a lead comes in, an email with a form will be sent. Once the lead is responding or filling the form, the drip will stop. The campaign knows to do all that without coding skills or anything like that. Whenever you're sending text messages, let's assume that lead came in and I'm responding after 15 minutes just to make it look natural. Hey, Carol, it's Leo. I received your lead. I'm on the phone on the other side. Let me know if I can call you in the next hour. So that will be an automated lead. If Carol is responding, awesome. The drip campaign will stop, and then Carol can take over because she just received a text message that she can proceed and talking to the person. If she is not, if the person is not responding, there will be more messages. Hey, Leo, I sent you a text a few hours ago. Just let me know if you received it. And then the drip campaign will continue until the person is responding. So those will be the two unique features for that. Do you provide free support? Yes. Every Wednesday, yes. Every Wednesday at 1 p.m., we have a free live session with the product manager, and he is helping people online to config, install, how to make use of it. Even if people want to create custom automations around our extensions, and we have more than the SMS extension. We help people, in whatever way we can. So they want me to hire a developer around this solution. A few more. What happens when a lead tries to call the SMS number? Because we are using Twilio at the backend, that it's a number that you own, and we're not holding you as a hostage, of course. In Twilio, there is a way to forward phone calls. So if someone is calling the SMS number, it can forward the call to your office number or any number that you like. And it's very, very common that people do it. There is one more question, a little bit longer. Give me a second. Okay, so that's a complicated question, but a good one. So from my understanding, the business will qualify deals or leads using the leads module. And for people that don't know, let me just take a step back. For people that don't know the difference between a lead and a contact and a deal, the leads module will be for people that will never qualify them. So people that are relatively new for us, they don't know exactly the details of the deal that we are going to offer, and we don't know if they can sponsor or pay for our services or if the availability is right. Bottom line, there is no good managed expectations between the sides, and those will be leads. The moment that there is managed expectations and the client knows my pricing, my timeline, the product, and I know that he can pay for it, or whatever it is, then there is a match, and then I will progress this person from a lead to a deal or opportunity. I prefer to call deal opportunity because deal is misleading. Deal for me, it's like when you have handshake and you close a deal, while opportunity is while you work on the deal. So in Zoho, the deal module is an opportunity that you work on the deal, and it's not really a deal. So the question here is that they're going through the lead system even when they have people that they work with, such as deals. And is this how the deal with so that's not really how it's supposed to be. Usually you will have people that you don't know in the leads system, And once they're qualified, they will be contacts. And once they are contacts, you can have multiple opportunities for each contact. So there is really no need to go backward to the lead system and re-qualify them. Because once a contact is created, basically it was a lead and it was converted to a contact, there is really no need to go back to the lead system. And there are a few more questions that are not related to anything here. I have an engineering business. I am trying to figure out how to set up a service product that can be scaled by project intake information in the deal and adjust the price and pass that to Zoho books as a sales order. No problem at all. So let's say that you have a deal, and in the deal you will have different type of information, such as the deal price, the products that consists of the deal, let's say product A and product B. And from that, using Zoho CRM integration, you can do two things. You can create automation that's creating an invoice based on the deal details automatically in Zoho Books, and even to shoot this invoice to the client for payment. So there is no problem to do this integration, or to create a sales order in this case, no problem at all. And you can also create a project based on the deal, which is very common. Let's say that in our company, when a new client comes in and he needs an architecture session, there are multiple steps that we need to take in-house in order to fulfill this order. So whenever someone buys the sales automation package, we automatically generate a new Zoho project based on a template that was created in advance. And the template will have instructions for the assistant to book the appointments with the client, to create all the meetings, the internal meetings for us, and so on. So as long as you have a Zoho project template, you can deploy this template against a closed won project, as an example. I hope it answered the question. And there is one more question. Okay, so looking to see how project milestone. So in Zoho projects, or in any project system, you will have an hierarchy of milestones. Below milestones, there are task list, and below a task list, you will have the task themselves. And the question is how they can trigger invoices or let the account payables department know when a milestone is reaching a specific phase, let's say 100% completed. And that can be done probably using Zoho Flow. I assume, I didn't check this specific automation, but I assume Zoho Flow will allow to do it, or using custom APIs that Zoho allows to do. Zoho is highly customizable. I will be shocked if it cannot be done using Zoho Flow or the integrations. So that was the last question. I think this is also the last slide, right?
It is the last slide, yep.
On the left side, we left you in the handouts. There is an handout that you can click there, and you can download it. There are some few goodies there that you can download. There's also a coupon for our academy. And next week, we are going to meet again. I think instead of 3 p.m. Eastern Daytime, it will be 2 p.m. Eastern Daytime. And we'll come up with more use cases for you guys That's it. So, guys, have a beautiful rest of your day. Thank you for giving us your time, and I hope that you had a good time with us.